Hello, everybody from Piraeus. Hello from Viking Sky. It's time for the first report from my first Viking cruise. We arrived in Athens yesterday quite late in the evening. We had a very, very long day. You remember that I landed from Barbados at 6 o'clock in the morning. I spent a couple of hours in a hotel in Sofitel Hotel Terminal 5 in Heathrow. And after that, we took our flight to Athens around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Long day, and I will show you in another report images, and I will tell you about my experience on board the British Airways flight. Now, when we arrived last night, guess what? After those 25 plus degrees in Barbados, we faced rain on our landing in Athens. It was a big change. We arrived, the transfer was around between the airport and the port of Piraeus, around 35, maybe 45 minutes. And when we arrived, of course, the terminal was dead. It was very late in the evening. Security very, very kind, helped us with the first information. We scanned our luggages, and after that, we're waiting for somebody to take us on board. Didn't take too long to find one of the crew members of Viking Sky who escorted to the reception area, the guest service area. And from there, the entire check-in process was very, very fast. Took us around 20 minutes to answer to all the questions, finalize the paperwork for check-in, and get our key for our stateroom. Now, the first impression of Viking Sky, when you step on board, you'll be overwhelmed by the understated elegance. If you expect Swarovski staircase or crystal chandelier, you'll be disappointed. Everything here is very elegant, very classy, and walking around the ship, you'll have the feeling that you are home away from home. Talking about check-in procedure, I felt, and I'm sure that everybody on board feels the same, very, very safe from the COVID point of view, because their protocols, the Viking protocols and Viking rules and regulations on board are very, very clear and very strict at the same time. First of all, you need to have, of course, a PCR test to step on board. After you filled in a health questionnaire, you'll receive this medallion, which is a type of track and trace device that you have to wear it with you all the time on board or on shore. When you are on board, you always have to wear your face mask. And on top of that, after we were escorted in our stateroom, we had to give a saliva sample because Viking afford to have a PCR lab on board. So we gave the sample, and we're waiting for the results. Now, if you arrive very early on board, or let's say lunchtime, it's a little bit difficult because you are not allowed to leave the room until the results it's communicated by the ship lab. But for us it was quite easy because we enter our stateroom around midnight. Took us an hour and a half to unpack our 5 suitcases, and actually went straight to bed. The results came in the morning, negative, of course. But it's good to know that if you arrive during daytime on board the Viking Sky and you have to wait in your stateroom for the results, no worries, because room service is provided. And I think the most difficult job that you'll have is to choose from an absolutely fantastic menu available 24 hours, free, in room service. Now, the first morning we woke up late, so we missed the including excursion, but no worries. Guest services help us to reorganize the entire schedule, and tomorrow we'll finally go on shore. Talking about going on shore, Viking just sent us a letter in the room. As a part of their protocols on board against COVID-19, you are not allowed to discover the ports of call by yourself. You are allowed to leave the ship only if you are booked in one of the Viking excursions. The advantage is that Viking provide in each port of call one included tour, and of course a lot of optionals, excursion choices for you to discover the places where Viking Sky stops during this itinerary. Now, that's all for the moment. I enjoy a lovely breakfast, but I will talk about that later. And now, checking the time, I think it's time for lunch, or shall I say gin and tonic first and after lunch.